All right, boys and girls, Mrs. Valentine here with my system of showing you how I would write in my reader's notebook. I know it's not the best, but it is what it is. So open up to where we were working yesterday on the point of view T-chart. And we talked about one scene in the story yesterday, which was how Ravi introduced himself to the class. Now let's do some work today around the idea of that first day of school. So let's think of Ravi's first day of school, and we're going to add that to his point of view column. So how did Ravi feel about his first day of school? So yes, he was at times frustrated because his partner could not understand him, even though he was speaking English, and that was frustrating to him when he was playing the get to know you game with the Venn diagram. There were times when he was a little confused because, like, when they played the one game where you wink, Dylan Samreen kept winking at him even though he wasn't the murderer or whatever that weird game is. I was like, wow, we would never teach that in our school. Kind of weird. And then by the end, I feel like he was kind of confident and hopeful because he said that tomorrow he knew that he would be sitting at the same table for lunch as Dylan Samreen, right? So even though there were parts of his first day of school that were frustrating and confusing, he ended it feeling confident and hopeful that he would be able to make friends and maybe even be popular like he was at his old school in India. But Joe definitely had some different feelings by the end of his first day of school. And I mean, how horrible was that scene in the cafeteria with Dylan Samreen trying to make him blow a kiss to his mom? How embarrassing, how horrible. So by the end of the day, even though we know that Joe started off feeling a little hopeful and relieved about school, by the end of the day, he said something really strong and something we don't really say in school. But he said he knew that fifth grade was just going to be so bad. He said fifth grade's going to suck, which is something we don't say. However, that just shows how upset he was. So by the end of the school day, he was very upset. He was definitely feeling emotional because he had been picked on so much, even though him and his mom had a plan to not pretend that he wasn't there and not give him any extra attention, and so that he wouldn't get picked on or he wouldn't be upset. That didn't happen because of Dylan Samreen. And he's just feeling, how do you think he feels? Like just kind of, I'm trying to think of the word, like just helpless. Like there's just nothing he can do. Fifth grade is just going to be horrible. So he's feeling a bit helpless by the end of the day. So as you can see, like how Ravi feels at the end of the day, a little confident and hopeful. Joe, on the other hand, just feels completely helpless. Just like, oh my gosh, this is not going to work okay. This is not going to be a good school year. So today, as I read chapters 5 and 6, I want you to continue this point of view chart of how Ravi is feeling compared to how Joe is feeling, and what Ravi is thinking compared to what Joe is thinking. And of course, you can also continue to write in your input-output table of a scene in input, and the output is what are you thinking of in that scene. Like, man, yesterday I would have really written about that cafeteria scene with Joe and how it made me just want to punch Dylan Samreen and tell the principal and get that kid in trouble. He's so mean. It's not fair. All right, those are just my thinkings for today. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to read the next 2 chapters, and you're going to continue to work on your point of view charts.